Hispanic Patriots of the Civil War. Hispanic Patriot Joseph H. Decastro, born in Boston, Massachusetts in 1844. Castro would join the 19th Massachusetts Volunteer Regiment and enter American history, fighting in the American Civil War. He'd become a flag bearer and fight at what most Americans would consider the most remembered battle of the Civil War, Gettysburg. Not only would he fight at Gettysburg, he'd be fighting in its most famous event, Pickett's Charge. On the 3rd of July, 1863, under the command of Colonel Norman Hall, DeCastro's unit would reinforce the center of the hard-pressed Union lines, where DeCastro, armed only with his flagstaff, attacked the flag-bearer of his opponents, the 19th Virginia Infantry Regiment, and captured their flag. He delivered it to his regimental commander, without a word, only to disappear before his eyes, right back into the thick of the battle. For this bravery and the undoubted damage dealt to the morale of such a key regiment of the Confederate attack, DeCastro was awarded the Medal of Honor on December 1st, 1864. DeCastro would return to Boston after his service in the Army. He'd get married and move to New York, living a quiet life until passing away in 1892, a Hispanic Patriot of Gettysburg. He was the first Hispanic-American to win the Medal of Honor. It had been a U.S. decoration for less than a single year. But DeCastro was far from the only Hispanic-American to enter history in the American Civil War. Ambrosio Jose Gonzalez, a Cuban revolutionary, linguist, professor, and staunch believer in the United States of America. He'd settle in South Carolina, marry the daughter of a Southern senator, and become a gun salesman, a most American profession. He, like DeCastro, immediately volunteered to join an American army, and serving with his former classmate, General G.T. Beauregard, commanded entire sections of the Confederate artillery as it fired on Fort Sumter, South Carolina, beginning the Civil War. He'd go on to serve as an aide to the governor of South Carolina, supervising the state's coastal defenses, and even dealing a defeat as artillery commander to the famous Sherman's March at the Battle of Honey Hill in 1864. Hispanics fought on both sides of the Civil War, in every theater, as was the case for every American of every kind. But in either case, blue or gray, they fought for a country they believed in, and both bearing the name of America. Joseph DeCastro and Ambrosio Gonzalez would die a year apart from one another, both in New York City. Both would die Americans, citizens of a United States of America, enemies no more. On this 4th of July, then, we should remind ourselves that if men who saw hundreds of thousands of their friends and countrymen die, if those men can return from all of that to become Americans together again, then why can't we today? Are our struggles with each other, left and right, Democrat, Republican, are they the same as when Americans died by the thousands every day? If they could make peace with each other, then maybe it's time to make peace with ourselves. Tomorrow is the 4th of July, 2024, Independence Day. Let us be like them, and tomorrow be only Americans together. From all of us at Hispanic Patriot, we wish all of you a very happy Independence Day.